Hey gang, today we're going to remove some scratches. One long one, wider than it is deep, and then a couple other smaller ones right above the door handle, kind of typical for that area. We're going to use the rotary from start to finish, two different pads for the rotary, one aggressive one, one finish one. And we're also going to use three different grades of a compound from the same company. Two you have already seen. One I'm going to be able to introduce to you today for the first time. It's called Hard At It. It's by Ardex. It is a very, very aggressive, coarse, gritty compound. It can even remove orange peel from clear coat. So we're going to use a little bit of that today to take care of the scratch. Let's take care of it. All right, so we have a tiny dent on the character line and another one up above, and right in between is this scratch. And then we have these tiny scratches from jewelry and fingernails above the door handle, typical of the area. So we'll start off using the Hard At It. This is the Super Duty compound, coarse and gritty, and it doesn't take a lot, especially for this job, this particular job right here. I'm just going to put some directly on top of the scratch right here. And then I'll also dab a little bit of the product on the scratches above the door handle as well. That's all the product we're really going to need to take care of these scratches, because we're going to use an aggressive cutting wool pad for the rotary, a 7-inch wool pad on the 5-inch backing plate. The reason I do that is because it leaves for some give, especially in the contour or character lines of the top of this door here. And it also gives it a nice soft ride across the panel and remove the scratches with ease no matter which way you have the tool positioned. As I usually do, I have the tool cradled with my hand, just guiding it, letting the tool do the work. We don't want a lot of pressure, we want to keep the temperature down, so my hand is positioned to the side and almost underneath the tool, with just the thumb on top of the tool applying pressure. The compound will stay wet under pad long enough to remove the scratch. The abrasives usually remove the scratch before they break down completely. As for speed, you can hover somewhere in between 900 and 1200 RPM. And that's going to take care of the scratch. So we'll slide on over here to the little abrasions above the door handle and take care of those as well. It's important to have the top of the character lines taped off, and also especially the door handle. Especially on this car, it's plastic and the paint is quite thin. After a short stop to check progress, I noticed there's a couple more closer to the handle itself. So we blow out the pad with compressed air, we add some more product, and we finish it off. And that'll do it. Time for the next step. We're going to keep the pad, but we're going to clean it off. We're going to grab some compressed air, or if you have a dedicated brush, go ahead. We'll grab the high def number 2 for the second step, and that's to remove all the scratches made from the Hard At It, which removed the main scratches we were after. Did a great job. What I do here is apply the product with an application pad, spread it thinly over the area. There's no sling, there's no waste of product, but it's also just enough to get the job done for this step. Again, take notice where the hand is. Just cradling the tool, letting it do the work. You'll see me get the results without tons of pressure, without 32 pounds per square inch on the tool, on the panel. Just let the tool do the work. It's what it's paid for. And another thing to notice, it's the rotary from Harbor Freight. Another tool under 100, or that might even be under 50 bucks. I'm not even sure anymore. But those tools, for me anyways, I service them after every use, and they just keep on going and going and going. The results are there for you to see. The job is completed and finished with these tools. No need for the diamond encrusted, gold plated and carbon fiber rotaries and DAs that are out there. Unless you like that stuff, then by all means go ahead. This is another polish that will stay wet on your pad for as long as you need it to, and it usually completes the job before the abrasives diminish completely. That will carry us on over to the last step. We're going to grab the soft blue polishing pad. That's a finishing pad, also by Ardex. And that goes well with the Ardex 4211 Stereo Glaze Special Machine Brightener. That is a great finisher, and we're going to apply that product just like we did after removal of the tape on the character lines. We're going to make the area quite a bit larger than the area we corrected, and we'll blend things in perfectly. Now, the finishing pad here just came out of the package, so it's going to be a bit wobbly for the first couple of uses till it straightens out a bit. You're also going to get some fibers up your nose, eyes, and ears, tickle you a bit, but it's worth every fiber because the pad, when it gets broken in, does an excellent job. As for pressure and positioning of your hands to guide the tool, pretty much the exact same as the previous step. Pressure is going to be just a little bit lighter as we're kind of, it's almost like jeweling with this pad. As I usually do, I will supply the links for these products down below. I do have to stress, sometimes the gallon sizes are only available for professional use, and I'm not sure what size they have available retail, but you will get the exact same product. It just may be not in the same containers. I'm fortunate enough to have a local distributor that delivers, so I just jump right into the back of the van and grab stuff as I need it. And just that quick, even with the rotary, we're finished. 3 short steps. I'm going to remove the tape, I'll wipe off any remaining residue, and we'll come in and take a look. And there we are. It's just as good and refined as I can get it with any other tool. I love the rotary. It's rewarding. It's fun to use. I urge you to grab a panel from a junkyard or body shop and practice and learn how to use it. I kept the soft polishing pad on. I grabbed the 4211 and went down the whole side of the car, and this is how it turned out. Not bad for Hyundai's kind of crappy paint. Sorry, Hyundai. So there you go. Yeah, the Hard At It by Ardex. It's aggressive. It's great for you guys who don't want to do any kind of wet sanding. It'll do kind of the same kind of work that 8 to 1000 grit sandpaper will do, really. So I'll put a link down below for that. The other two you've already seen. You can refer to those videos for those products there. I've also done a series on the rotary and pads and accessories if you want to visit those, revisit those videos again. But other than that, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. This is Brian from Apex Detail. Catch you in the next video.